I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I invite Middle Point High School principal and district superintendent Mitch Wainwright to the podium.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's ceremony for the Middle Point chapter of the National Honor Society. Not only will we recognize the newest members, but also our seniors who will be leaving us soon. It is our pleasure to recognize all the hard work that these fine young women and men have gone through to get to this point. We're very glad that all of you could be here tonight to share in their accomplishments. Congratulations to our newest members. Along with this honor comes an added responsibility. Most people think the only thing I need to get is good grades in order to get into the National Honor Society. But if you look closely at the NHS emblem, you will see 4 letters: CSLS. Character, service, leadership, and scholarship. Scholarship is only 1/4 of the requirement. Just because someone gets good grades doesn't mean that they are guaranteed acceptance into the National Honor Society. It is important that each member understands the need to maintain good grades in order to stay in the NHS, but it is also equally important that you demonstrate service, leadership, and character. Members can be removed for failing to maintain the high level of expectations for every member in the NHS for any of the 4 pillars. There is a service requirement that students must meet. Douglas Adams said, "To give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is filled with sincerity and integrity." There is an expectation that you will act as a leader in your classes and in the school. President John Quincy Adams once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." And I'm sure that everyone has heard that character is how you act when no one is watching. But Helen Keller once said, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved." So please understand that with this recognition comes a great deal of responsibility to maintain the highest possible standards for yourselves and each other as members of the Middle Point National Honor Society. Congratulations.
Our next speaker graduated from Mineral Point High School in 2009. She went on to attend the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she studied in the subjects of political science and European studies. During her time in college, she was able to work in London, England, as an intern to a member of Parliament in the House of Commons. After graduating from college, she took a year off from school to intern in the White House during the Obama administration. Following her time in Washington, D.C., she decided to pursue her law degree and graduated from the University of Wisconsin Law School in 2017. She currently focuses her practice on family litigation. She is also an active member of the legal and political communities in Madison and the surrounding area. Please help me welcome Shelby Wallace.
Good evening, students, parents, faculty, and community members. It is an honor and a privilege to be part of this evening's ceremony honoring such a gifted group of students. I would first like to congratulate all members of the National Honor Society. You are a special group of people. You are hardworking, you are committed, and you are highly intelligent leaders in your classes, on the field, and in your community. As you sit here tonight, whether you are a seasoned member of the National Honor Society, or whether you are awaiting your induction into this prestigious group, I imagine you are all thinking about where to go from here. And I'll be the first to admit, I roamed these very halls and sat in these very chairs, wondering the exact same thoughts. What will I study? Will I find my way around campus? Will I even have fun at college? As I stand before you today, I can confirm that I figured out what to study. I eventually found my way around campus, despite a few wrong turns. And yes, I even had fun. While my specific path will look different from each of your own, I am confident that you will go on to find your way and to be highly successful individuals. But for now, I encourage you to savor where you are in life. The journey that you are on is really just the beginning. You will have years of study ahead of you, filled with exciting new ideas and concepts. You will have engaging discussions with your peers and professors. You will join clubs, you will try new hobbies, and you'll maybe even learn how to cook. Or, like me, you won't learn how to cook, and your college diet will consist mostly of ramen noodles and easy mac. Let's just say I'd really encourage you to learn how to cook if you haven't already mastered that skill. In the not too distant future, you will each find yourselves in different situations, surrounded by different groups of people in different parts of the country. Some of you will find yourselves at liberal arts colleges with small class sizes. Some of you will attend large universities where your freshman lectures will be larger than your graduating class. A small fish in a large pond, as they say. A feeling that is foreign to most of us graduates from Mineral Point High School. The larger the campus, the harder you will have to work to distinguish yourself from your peers and make a difference. But it's not impossible. Taking the initiative to get out and know your professors, know your counselors, and figure out what opportunities are out there will go a long way. Get engaged early and often. Now, it's okay to be anxious about this next stage in your life, but you should all take comfort in knowing that you have this accomplishment in your back pocket, because you are all members of the National Honor Society. Those natural leadership qualities are already a part of you. Maybe some of you are the captain of your varsity football teams. What an amazing opportunity that is. You may not realize it, but leading by example in that capacity is great practice for the real world that awaits you. Maybe some of you are volunteering on a regular basis. Really take in those moments and strive to learn and grow from them. You are selflessly giving up your time to help others and to serve a larger purpose than yourself. Never stop doing that. Maybe some of you stand out in other unique ways. Perhaps you have an idea. Cultivate that idea and do not give up no matter what. That idea may change the world one day. No matter what your path, leaders possess many of the same qualities. Leaders possess courage. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak, but courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Those words were uttered by the great Winston Churchill, a man who led England during one of the most trying times in that country's history. You see, Churchill understood that in order to solve the problems that his administration faced, he first needed to listen to the counsel of his advisors and the needs of the English people. Too often in these modern times, we see instances where our leaders fail to simply listen to the advice and the wisdom of others. Leaders also possess humility. When one chooses to take a course of action without listening to the ideas and concerns of others, this is clearly poor leadership. Humility provides leaders with the capacity to observe what's happening and act appropriately without being distracted by self-centered thoughts. Strength and determination are also qualities of a good leader. A leader can fall into the trap of being presented with too many concerns or options and fail to take decisive action. This too is poor leadership. Perhaps most importantly, leaders should possess kindness and graciousness. In my opinion, one cannot be a good leader without these qualities. If you treat those in this world as a friendly face, no matter the circumstance, you will inspire the best in people. And you will create a more gracious and inspiring environment for every person whose path crosses your own. The world is in desperate need of kind and gracious leaders. The more you practice being a leader, and the more you develop these qualities within yourself, the better prepared you will find yourself for the challenges that life throws at you. Talking about these qualities of a great leader brings to mind some of the experiences I have been fortunate enough to have thus far in my life. From working with an inspiring member of Parliament to tackle issues such as homophobic bullying, to talking with leaders in Washington, D.C. about the future of our nation. Seeing these individuals in action really taught me a lot. One example that came to mind when I was writing this speech is when I first met the president as an intern in the White House. I was scheduled to meet the president along with the other interns in my class just a few days after the Boston Marathon bombing. As you can imagine, the mood around the White House was one of profound sadness. Now, selfishly, I had wished for a better timing to meet the president. I had always envisioned meeting the charismatic, fun-loving president that inspired so many with his accomplishments. However, we all knew that when the president walked into the room that day, he would be sad, exhausted, preoccupied, among other things. And indeed, when the president walked into the room that day, he was all of those things. However, he also maintained a fierce resolve and determination that I had never seen before. The president was able to harness this tragedy and turn it into a learning experience for us that day. He taught us that tragedies will happen, but it is how you respond to those tragedies that really tests who you are as a person and as a leader. I realized that at the end of the day, the president is just a normal person with an unimaginable amount of responsibility, who is relying on his experiences and his morals to pull the country through the hardest of times. When we boil it down, he was just doing the best he could in a terrible situation. Now, truly, I believe that any one of you has what it takes to be president one day. But if you don't want to be president, and I'll be honest, that's a job that I don't think many people want. Maybe you have thought about what your calling in life is. Or maybe you have no clue, and that's 100% okay. Because of your hard work and determination, you will all take what you have learned as leaders in the National Honor Society and apply those skills to your college experience. Maybe you will go on to play sports or participate in the drama club at school. Perhaps you'll find yourself in a new community that you know little about, but you'll give your time to volunteer after a devastating flood. This can be committing yourself to sleepless nights in your physics lab because you are on the brink of a new discovery. It could also mean sounding the alarm and being that brave voice of reason against injustices, whether they affect your campus, your company, or the world. What I'm attempting to impress upon you today is that leadership looks different depending on the unique path you choose to take. None of you sitting in this room today will have the same experiences or choose to live life the exact same way. It is difficult to find the confidence to embrace your individuality in this world, and it is especially difficult to stand up and be a leader. But as long as you strive to cultivate the skills you already have, it will be easier for you to stand up and stand out in college and in your careers. It will be easier for you to make a difference for good. No matter what path you choose or what you decide to do with your time, those 4 or 5 or 6 years and beyond, you will be willing to open your mind and try new things. But also remember where you came from, and don't compromise on those values you were all taught right here in Mineral Point. Your parents, your family, and your teachers all prepared you for what is ahead. So congratulations to all of you, and best of luck in this journey that awaits you. Remember that your community will always be there to support you and will be proud of you no matter what path you take. Know that myself and many others are here for you to reach out for help or guidance along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace, for your wonderful words of wisdom for the members of our chapter. At this time, I invite Mrs. Cindi Nothem, our chapter advisor, to begin the induction of new members.
Good evening. I want to begin with a warm welcome to all faculty members, students, family members, and friends who have joined us this evening for the formal recognition and celebration of those students who have been selected by the Faculty Council for induction as the newest members of the Mineral Point chapter of the National Honor Society. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you two are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Today's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which establish the eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations. Among us this year are this year's FFA President, FBLA President, and Skills USA President, the Senior Class President, as well as many other officers and team captains. This past year, we have been able to serve our school and community through many activities, including assisting the UCC Church with their annual food drive and monthly community meals, aspiring the love of reading and mathematics for our elementary school students at the Family Math and Reading Nights, ringing bells for the Salvation Army during the Red Kettle campaign, aiding the Suicide Prevention Coalition of Iowa County with their annual dodgeball tournament, and joining the local youth group for their spring yard cleanup. And most recently, assisting with the luncheon for the funeral services of their beloved friend and classmate, Hunter. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NHS members. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Mineral Point High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of our chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service.
My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work, where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Ezra Taft Benson, an American farmer, government official, and religious leader, once stated, "If you really want to receive joy and happiness, then serve others with all your heart. Lift their burden, and your own burden will be lighter."
Leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests and for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they're ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members.
Character.
Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates, for each of us, our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, and daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem.
By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. At this time, we will introduce the new inductees and ask them to come to the stage, receive their token of membership, and line up on the risers for the National Honor Society Pledge.
Benjamin Basting, son of Jeff and Brenda Basting. An academic goal for Ben is to major in biochemistry on a pre-med track.
McKenna Bowers, daughter of Mitch and Trisha Bowers. A personal achievement of McKenna's was driving to Colorado to help the homeless and the people that are low income for a week with the youth group. They painted houses and worked at a food pantry, and it gave McKenna a better insight on how she wants to help people for her future job.
Curtis Cox, son of Chris and Trisha Cox. A personal achievement of Curtis's was being named to the WFCA First Team All-State Kicker.
Nicholas Du Bois, son of James and Jen Du Bois. A role model of Nick's is Robin Williams for his ability to make people laugh.
Wyatt Evans, son of Scott and Darcy Evans. An academic goal of Wyatt's is to graduate from UW Stevens Point with a bachelor's degree in natural resources.
Tessa Hansen, daughter of Kyle and Amy Beth Levenzel. During a challenging time, Tessa's orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Pamela Lang, became her person and a strong influence on her life. Dr. Lang's passion to improve her situation, her time in making Tessa comfortable, and her knowledge with the process helped Tessa to have a positive outlook for the future. When Tessa pursues her medical degree, she wants to be able to provide others the same valuable and empathetic care that Dr. Lang provided to her. Lauren James, daughter of Mike and Megan James. A role model of Lauren's is her grandma, who has always had a positive influence on her life and has been there for her when she gets down on herself. Peyton Lavender, daughter of Ted and Janet Lavender. Peyton's biggest role model is her sister Savannah because she is the first one of her family to attend college while working at the same time. She is also buying a house at only 21 years of age, which is a great accomplishment. Peyton shared that Savannah has always been there for her and is her greatest supporter.
Isaac Lindsay, son of Matt and Aaliyah Lindsay. Isaac's role model is his older cousin, Cy Staver. Cy showed Isaac the importance of academic success and being a leader in the classroom as well as in sports.
Cody Pierce, son of Glenn and Kathy Pierce. A personal goal of Cody's is to continue to challenge himself academically and do his best to maintain straight A's throughout the rest of high school. He also doesn't want to be afraid to learn new things just because they aren't easy to learn. When he graduates, he hopes to be accepted to whichever college he would like to attend, and he hopes to look back at high school with a sense of great accomplishment because of the things he has done.
Maggie Schubert, daughter of Mike and Angie Schubert. A personal goal of Maggie's is to earn her degree in either chiropractic or physical therapy. Sage Shemin, daughter of Mark and Marnie Shemin. A strong influence for Sage has been Miss McHugh, who has helped her to broaden and pursue a degree in music, and Sage is extremely thankful for that. Larry Stednis, son of Larry and Tabitha Stednis. An academic goal of Larry's is to graduate with high honors and pursue a career in the agriculture field. Owen Stevenson, son of Trevor and Julie Stevenson. One person that had a major influence on Owen's life is Freddie Mercury. After recently watching Bohemian Rhapsody and seeing his ability to connect with thousands of people, he has inspired Owen to look at the world and himself like never before. Kylie Sullivan, daughter of Gary and Angie Sullivan. Kylie's role models have always been her parents. Without them teaching her the little and also the big responsibilities and actions of her everyday life, she would not be standing here today knowing that she has a grasp on how to act as a mature human. Morgan Vonda, daughter of Jim and Holly Vonda. A personal achievement of Morgan's is becoming the president of the Mineral Point FFA chapter. Jenna Weddick, daughter of Peter and Kim Weddick. A goal of Jenna's is to get accepted to UW-Platteville and pursue a degree in either Spanish translating or accounting. Annie Wilkins, daughter of Terry Schaff. An academic goal for Annie is to attend a four-year university and major in English education. Lily Wong, daughter of Matt Mikowski and Nick Wong. A role model of Lily's is her father because he has taught her that it takes hard work to get what you want. We now ask that all new members join McKenna for the pledge.
Do you pledge yourself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which you have been elected? Will you be true to the principles for which it stands? Will you be loyal to your school? Will you remain and encourage high standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service? Please respond with I do and I will.
I do and I will. On behalf of the faculty and students of Mineral Point High School, I hereby accept these candidates as full members of the NPHS National Honor Society chapter. Congratulations to all of you. I hope you will honor the trust we have placed in you tonight. You may now take your seats. I would now like to honor the second-year members by sharing a tribute memory from the faculty. Michaela Ackerman, daughter of Mark and Stephanie Ackerman. Dear Michaela, thank you for making my first 3 years of teaching high school so memorable. I trust you to be honest and forthcoming when giving feedback, and have come to ask for your input on a regular basis. I've always appreciated your hard work and lovely personality in class and lessons, your sense of leadership within a unified effort, and dedication to the program as a whole. Your ability to balance multiple interests and stressors has consistently served as an inspiration to your peers as well as myself. Your growth in the role of Alice from the Adams family was truly a learning curve for me, especially as it was my first attempt at directing and staging. I have heavily relied on your multifaceted interests and packed schedule to aid me in adjusting my expectations of high school students. And of course, your efforts did not stop there. You blew me away with your flexibility and investment in each of your 3 characters for Shrek the Musical. I also was very impressed by your interpretation of Lady Larkin for Once Upon a Mattress, especially with my sudden changes at the last minute. There simply was no other role for you. You were perfect in every way. Your work ethic, artistry, and willingness to progress musically were also evident in every single competition and festival you partook in. You continue to serve as a strong role model, with or without knowing it, in the classroom, on the opera house stage, and throughout the community. Know that the vocal program as a whole, and many of your peers, have depended on your natural talent, desire to improve, positivity, and leadership skills throughout your high school career. Such assets will take you far, regardless of what endeavors you choose to take on. Thank you for helping to build up the vocal program during my time with you, and leaving a beautiful legacy for others to learn from and aspire to. I have thoroughly enjoyed witnessing your growth as a musician, actress, and person over the last 3 years, and am very blessed to have had the opportunity to work with you during such formidable years for the both of us. I will certainly miss your smile, laugh, and company during our vocal road trips. I will be cherishing such memories, never stop learning, creating, or singing. I hope you know that you can always come back home. Best wishes, Miss McHugh. Michaela will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Platteville to pursue a bachelor's degree in elementary education.
Mara Ashman, daughter of David and Krista Ashman. When asked to describe Mara, there are many words that come to mind, but the ones that stand out the most are caring, dependable, positive, and spirited. Mara has blossomed into an outstanding student, leader, and person inside and outside the classroom during her time at Mineral Point. This year, I had the pleasure of coaching Mara in basketball, and as a senior captain, I couldn't have asked for a better role model for underclassmen and her teammates, as she put in the extra work day in and day out. As Mara continues her educational path at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, I'm sure that she will be highly successful in whichever path she chooses to pursue. I wish you nothing but the best, and am very proud of everything you have accomplished during your time at Mineral Point. Sincerely, Matt Austin. Mara will be attending UW-La Crosse in the fall to pursue a degree in biology.
Kirsten Bakken, son of Eric and Kimberly Bakken. Karsten is a hardworking, serious, and intelligent young man. He has excelled in many areas in high school. Recently, Karsten was chosen to represent our state in the prestigious Senate Scholar Program. This is an intensive, week-long educational program offered by the Wisconsin State Senate. Admission to the program is highly competitive and is limited to only 33 academically exceptional high school students. Senate scholars gain experience in such diverse areas as policy development, constituent relations, and processing legislation by working with senators, legislative staff, and University of Wisconsin faculty. Karsten has carried a heavy academic class load during high school, which include courses in AP Calculus, AP US Government, AP English, and AP Economics. In addition to that, in his free time, Karsten has been involved in Badger Boys State, FBLA, wrestling, soccer, and the school trip to Cornwall. Whew, I'm exhausted simply writing about all he has accomplished in his 18 years. Karsten, I have truly enjoyed having you in class the past 4 years. Your Spanish skills are impressive, and I hope that you continue to use them in the future. Wherever life takes you, please remember us here at MP. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Mrs. Pauline. Karsten will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the fall to pursue an economics degree with a Spanish minor.
Matthew Berg, son of Paul and Sarah Berg. Zig Ziglar once said, "Ability is important in our quest for success, but dependability is critical." To me, that describes Matthew Berg in a nutshell. I had the pleasure of teaching Matthew in class as an 8th grader, a junior, and now a senior in AP Calculus. Over that time, I've seen Matthew grow, mature, and become more skilled mathematically. However, one thing that has not changed is his dependability. Matthew comes to class ready to learn. He is engaged throughout the class. He completes his work. He's successful on assessments. He steadies the mood in the room by being so stable. I am describing him day in and day out, without fail. Overall, Matthew is a motivated, hardworking, and attentive student, as well as a mature, pleasant, and helpful young man. You have a lot to be proud of, Matthew. Congratulations and good luck in all that you do. Best wishes, Mr. McWilliams. Matthew will be attending the UW-Madison in the fall to pursue a degree in business administration.
Megan Berg, daughter of Paul and Sarah Berg. Don't let the quiet demeanor that Megan Berg possesses fool you. My first impression of Megan was during her middle school years. She was the quiet, studious girl that would sit in class, not talk, and usually have the right answer when called upon. It wasn't until her sophomore year when she tried out for the cheerleading team that I got to know Megan. I soon learned she was soft-spoken when talking to her, but she held nothing back when she belted out cheers at practice or on the floor during a wrestling match. I watched her in an outstanding performance as one of the lead roles as Fiona in the musical Shrek. Her delicate voice piped out the songs with little or no effort. Megan possesses many great qualities. She is a quick learner. She mastered close to 200 cheers, with each having a variety of motions in no time at all. Juggling multiple things at a time takes great discipline and organization. I was amazed at how much time Megan put into cheerleading, kept the lead roles in musicals, competed in multiple musical competitions, participated in clubs, and still stayed on high honors. In everything, Megan gives it her all. It was fun getting to know this quiet young lady and learn all that she is really made of. Good luck, Megan, and continue to be you, and all the places you will go. Mrs. Pelton. Megan will be attending UW-Madison next fall to pursue a degree in biology.
Katie Carey, son of Shane and Tori Carey. Caden has many outstanding qualities. He's friendly, smart, hardworking, determined, and an outstanding leader. In general, Caden is an outstanding person, and I'm sure his mom and dad are very proud of the man that he has become. I was only able to work with him directly for 1 year as part of the football program. In that 1 year, he left a dramatic impression on me. Caden was a 1-year football player who won our prestigious Pointer Award. He is the only 1-year football player to win this award. When looking for our leaders on our team, Caden was one of the first to step forward. He not only led by example, but was vocal in bringing other student athletes along with him. We have worked very hard the last few years to develop mentally as a program. We have developed the philosophy of the Pointer Way. Caden is an outstanding example of what we want in the Pointer Way. I have no doubt Caden will be an outstanding contributor to and community member. I wish him luck and just want to say thank you, Caden. Sincerely, Justin Leonard. Caden will be attending Viterbo University in the fall to earn his Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Madison Fall, daughter of Kimberly White Fall and Tom and Michelle Fall. Dear Maddie, it is hard to believe that it has been nearly 4 years since you zipped into my classroom for the first time, and now you will be zipping across the graduation stage and out the door in just a few short weeks. You have left a permanent mark on Mineral Point schools that should make you very proud. In your time here, you have been an excellent leader and example for other students to follow. You are, without a doubt, one of the boldest students that I have had the opportunity to teach in the past 23 years. You were never intimidated by difficult subject matter, lab activities, dissections, or projects. The tougher, the better. I don't know if anyone truly enjoyed dissecting the fetal pigs as much as you did. You have accomplished much, both academically and in the various clubs and extracurricular activities that you were a part of. But I think I will always remember how you were willing to speak up if you felt something was not right. You have always been willing to stand up for your fellow classmates as well, which is becoming more and more rare these days. Please do not lose your courage and conviction in the big wide world. The world needs a Maddie Fall looking out for it. Congratulations and best wishes, Mr. Sanger. Madison will be attending UW-Madison to pursue a degree in biology on the pre-med track.
Reese Fetterman, daughter of John and Tricia Fetterman. Reese, it has been my privilege to be your teacher this past year in AP Language and Composition. You are kind, considerate, compassionate, caring, driven, and fiercely intelligent. You should be proud of all that you have accomplished. It is no small feat to get to this point. To be sure, you have worked very hard to get here. That being said, keep working hard toward your goals and you will accomplish amazing things, I have no doubt. Believe in yourself and the power that is within you to overcome the obstacles that will confront you, and there will be obstacles. Remember that to be resilient is a defining characteristic, for it is how we respond in moments of adversity in our lives where we reveal who we truly are. Above all, I want you to know that I believe in you, as do the rest of your teachers. We have no doubt that you will do great things. I want to personally thank you for your candor and good counsel in class. Your insight has been invaluable to me as a new teacher in the Mineral Point High School, trying to learn and understand the school dynamics, as well as the differing learning experiences you have all shared. Two things that I will sorely miss next year are your smile and your laugh. They are contagious. As you move into your future, I hope you will find joy in all that you do, and that you smile often and laugh much. Best wishes, Mr. Smith. Reese plans to attend the University of Wisconsin-Platteville to major in biology and minor in forensic science.
Daughter of Peter and Sandra Peterson. I've been lucky to know Zula for a very long time. Even back in the preschool days, she was quiet and reserved, but you knew she was taking it all in and forming big thoughts and ideas. That quiet little girl has grown up to become a force. She is a great student, a creative and award-winning author, an activist, a cheerleader, a public speaker, and so much more. Zula, it has been a pleasure to work and learn with you through the years. As you go out into the world, continue to be brave, smart, and open to the amazing opportunities that will surely come your way. I wish you the best of luck in your future as you head up on new adventures and pursue your dreams. Love, Mrs. McCoy. Zula will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the fall to earn a bachelor's degree in nutritional science.
Zoe A., daughter of Don and Lisa A. Zoe and I both debuted in Mineral Point during the late summer of 2007. She was a bright-eyed first grader, while I was the wide-eyed, brand-new editor of the Democrat Tribune, both of which to learn and discover about this wonderful community. Her letter to Santa she submitted to the newspaper in December of 2007. Yes, I went back and found it. Reminded Santa to take care of his reindeer. Make sure you feed them lots of food for Christmas Eve. Make sure that the sleigh does not crash. Little did I know then, but this letter provided great insight to the kind of person Zoe was and would continue to become, always thinking of others first. Zoe has been blessed to be more world travel at age 17 than most of us will ever be in our entire lifetime. These amazing experiences have helped mold her into the kind, compassionate, and curious young woman she is. She is excellence personified, always going above and beyond to challenge herself, studying classes such as Latin. Whether she knows it or not, her high standards challenge others around her to be better as well. She is a national qualifier in Future Business Leaders of America, a state forensics qualifier, was the student representative for the district's strategic planning process, and has served in student government, doing it all with a glowing smile. Zoe's involvement in Key Club has made a real difference in our school and community, from helping organize days of service to holding fundraisers for various organizations. She takes initiative in her leadership style and encourages others to follow in her footsteps. What is most heartwarming to me is when Zoe helps others. I especially enjoy seeing the smiles on the elementary students' faces when she spends time teaching the after-school Spanish club. We couldn't ask for a better role model for our young pointers. All of these outstanding attributes have contributed to the school staff awarding her best all-around student as a freshman and junior, as well as her classmates voting her prom queen. I have a feeling she will be back here in a few years delivering the alumni address at this very National Honor Society ceremony. I can't wait to see how she will change the world, starting with the inevitable impact she will have on the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. We're all going to be able to say we knew her when. Zoe, it's been a pleasure to grow alongside you in Middle Point these past 12 years. Best wishes from one person who has 2 dots over the letter E in her first name to another, Joelle Boyd, Communications Director. Zoe will be attending the University of Pennsylvania to pursue a bachelor's degree in linguistics.
Morgan James, daughter of Aaron and Christine James. When I think of a person who leads by a quiet example, I think of Morgan James. She is always prepared, engages in whatever activity comes her way, and pushes herself to improve. Morgan has an outstanding work ethic, and she has applied that work ethic to all aspects of her life. Academics, athletics, and clubs are important to Morgan's life, and they will continue to play a large role in her life as she transitions to college. It has been an enjoyable experience working with Morgan and watching her turn into a young adult. She will no doubt take all of the things she has learned in MPHS and the Middle Point community, and those attributes will allow her to find success at Viterbo University and beyond. Best wishes, Mr. Andy Palzkill. Morgan is planning to attend Viterbo University to earn her bachelor's degree in business.
Caitlin Kinch, daughter of Kevin and Andrea Kinch. Dear Caitlin, I feel as though I've had a connection to you before you were born. You might think it is strange, but it is true. You see, your mom was my assistant volleyball coach, and one day at practice, she shared with me that she was pregnant. So all that time I spent with your mom that volleyball season, I also spent with you. It has been a pleasure to watch you grow up and become a wonderful young lady. You are kind, caring, compassionate, hardworking, and intelligent. You can light up a room in your smile. The quality I admire most about you is your never get up and always work hard attitude. No matter what the situation might be, you have always worked hard and tried to make the best of it. I have seen you interact with your younger sisters, and how lucky are they to not only have you as a big sister, but also as a great role model. Because of these qualities, I know you will be successful in the career that you have chosen. I wish you the best and look forward to what the future holds for you, Caitlin. Remember, some people dream of success while others wake up every morning and make it happen. Love, Ms. Dahl. Caitlin will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point in the fall to pursue a degree in communication sciences and disorders in hopes of becoming a speech pathologist.
Daughter of Scott and Penny Lindholm. The class of 2019 is the first class I've seen all the way through from middle school to graduation. I would get some of the girls mixed up. Miranda versus Caitlin, Reese versus Josie, they were the toughest for me. Josie was always so kind when I would mix her up with her classmate and would even joke with me about it, taking it off me and on her. I still don't know for sure who I ran into at Walmart last year. Dr. Hall brings a different atmosphere, seeing and hearing things that sometimes I really wish I couldn't. Josie was almost always positive, and she never blew me off like some of the others to go elsewhere. She would just take all the Scotch tape and attempt to delint her black leggings with those tiny strips of tape. Makes me chuckle. Her terrific face became something I would look forward to. She also was in forensics and book club, meaning if I didn't have her for study hall, she'd be in the library for these things. Josie always looked so nice, stylish in jeans or in a skirt and boots, and adorable in her cheerleading uniform. And I never saw a lint. Josie, I wish you nothing but success and luck, and may the world be fuzz-free for you. Mrs. Government. Josie plans to attend MATC to pursue a degree in radiology.
Kyla Lindsay, daughter of Ryan and Danielle Lindsay. Life is full of questions. Idiots are full of answers. When thinking about what I wanted to say to Miss Kyla, that one word, questions, kept popping into my head. I have had the pleasure of knowing Kyla Kay her whole life, and one thing she has always been full of is questions. Some good, some that drove me crazy, but most of them sincere. I want Kayla to move on to the next phase of her life, embracing this curious side of her personality. Questioning is the art of learning. Ask those questions when you are unsure or feel lost. Ask those questions when you are making new friends. Most importantly, ask those questions when you are uncomfortable. Don't just accept a situation because everyone else is and you don't want to rock the boat. I want you to know how much I have appreciated your involvement and help in and out of the classroom. Your sense of humor, competitive drive have made you an excellent role model. I can honestly say you have made me laugh every day. I know stepping out of your comfort zone next year is a scary thought for you. Honey, you got this. I'm only a phone call away to answer any question you can. Stay beautiful inside and out, Miss Kyla. As Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Love, Mrs. Staver. Kyla plans to attend the University of Dubuque in the fall to play volleyball and pursue a degree in sports medicine.
Miranda Aldrich, daughter of Jane and Betty Aldrich. I've had the privilege of knowing, teaching, and coaching Miranda for most of her life. My first memory of Miranda has to be at our wedding. She was a fun-loving, kind kid who did a lot of dancing that night. As much as Miranda has changed over the years, she still possesses some of the same qualities when she was that 5-year-old little girl. Miranda is still that genuinely kind, fun-loving person who will go out of her way to help anyone out. She is very humble, honest, and approachable, and she's a person who loves to do her best work no matter the situation. Miranda's work ethic and leadership skills that she has developed and shown over the years have set her up for success in her future. I am very excited to see the path that Miranda chooses for her future because I have no doubt she will be exceptional at it. Congratulations and good luck in everything that you do. Sincerely, Mr. Schultz and family. Miranda will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Platteville in the fall to pursue a degree in psychology.
Brady Palzkill, son of John and Jennifer Palzkill. Brady, it has been a pleasure watching you grow as a musician and develop into the leader that you are today. This past year, you served as our drum major. I've never regretted my choice. I could always count on your dependability and your ability to want to improve the band. You have personally increased the band's standard drum major position. Thank you for being the leadership role of the drum major to a new level. As you know, this past spring, I was able to take you and several of your classmates to Cornwall. I was really pleased on how you specifically took an interest in everything that we did while on that trip. You were totally engaged and were asking excellent questions. You were willing to try new things. You had a great attitude, and you made me proud. You represented Mineral Point and Wisconsin very well. In the words of Glenn Ridnour, you got it. Brady, I know that I have taught you a few life lessons, and maybe a little bit about the trombone over the years. but you have educated me in more ways than I thought a student could. Before I knew you, I had never heard of the brand Supreme. I didn't know of the ability to make tons of money selling shoes acquired from overseas, or to the extent shipping shoes from overseas would entail. Thanks to you, I learned that I needed to watch what I shipped into the United States. Thank you for the education. Brady, I'm really happy to see you graduate, as then I can call you a friend. Congratulations on your achievements, Mr. Nevers. Brady will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the fall to pursue a degree in computer engineering.
Daniel Pitts, son of Troy and Teresa Pitts. There is a major distinction between being nice and being genuinely kind. Kindness emerges from someone who is confident, compassionate, and comfortable with himself. A kind person is loving and giving out of the goodness of his heart. This is what I think of when asked to describe Danny Pitts. I've had the privilege to work with Danny both in and out of the classroom for the past 4 years. What I most respect about Danny is his honesty and work ethic. He is not afraid to disagree with someone, but is able to do it with respect and maturity well beyond his years. If I had a son, I wish that he had the characteristics that Danny does. What I will mostly miss about Danny next year is his bright smile and joyful laugh. I am confident he will succeed in the next phase of his life after watching the discipline he has exercised the last 4 years throughout managing in school, athletics, and his role in the FFA. Not to mention the 2 jobs he holds after practice and on weekends. I will miss you tons, Danny. Thanks so much, Scott Schmitz. Danny will be attending Southwest Technical College to study electrical power distribution.
McKenna Rankin, daughter of Pat and Diane Rankin. When I think of McKenna Rankin and her time here at the Middle Point High School, 2 distinct words come to mind: dedication and passion. As most have seen her performances in athletics, McKenna is dedicated to improving her performance and helping her teammates accomplish the highest goals. Her passion for excellence and her desire to be the best are on full display during these events. But what many may not know is that these traits that have served her so well in the gym are just an important part of who she is every day, and she brings these powerful attributes to all her endeavors. As a student, McKenna is looking to learn and understand with the same dedication and drive. Of course, all students are looking for the best grade possible, but McKenna continually asks the extra question to better understand the principle being taught. She truly wishes to further her knowledge of the subject. In addition to seeing McKenna in the classroom, I have also had the opportunity to truly experience McKenna's dedication and desire to succeed when she participated as a member of our school's mock trial team. Her competitive spirit and passion to win helped propel our team to its first ever state-level mock trial competition. As graduation nears, I would like to say that it has been a pleasure to watch McKenna take on many different challenges and grow through her years here at Middle Point High School. I wish her nothing but the best and am confident she will find success wherever her adventures take her. Congratulations, McKenna. Terry Poole, Middle Point High School Social Studies teacher. McKenna will be attending and playing basketball at Edgewood College and plans to major in diagnostic sonography with a minor in psychology.
Dana Schmitz, daughter of Stacy and Dawn Schmitz. Dana Schmitz is a kind, compassionate, and thoughtful young lady. She has a warm smile and welcoming personality. She is hardworking, dedicated, and determined. She does not shy away from a difficult task. She rolls up her sleeves and gets the job done. Dana is the perfect balance of strength and softness, and I would bet that it is in a big part due to her upbringing on the family farm. I've had the pleasure of watching her grow and mature over the past 12 years through the lens of a parent of a fellow classmate, a substitute teacher during her elementary years, and as a full-time middle and high school teacher. I remember the first time I saw Dana, a beautiful blonde-haired little girl with lovely dark eyebrows, in Miss Anderson's kindergarten class. She is still that beautiful girl inside and out, all grown up now. I feel especially blessed to have gotten to know her better this year while in my year-long accounting class. With the small group of girls in the class, we have discussed and solved the issues in the world, issues in our school, and had a fun time, all while keeping the books for Techno Consulting and Hobby Shack Incorporated. Dana will attend UW-Platteville next fall. I know her strong work ethic, beautiful personality, and determination will serve her well. I wish her the best of luck and congratulations. With love, Mrs. Bakken. Dana will be attending the UW-Platteville in the fall to pursue a degree in business administration.
Abigail Shannon, daughter of Sean and Mary Jo Shannon. 4 years ago, I specifically remember thinking how great it was going to be to have this amazing, talented artist taking all of my high school art classes. Then Abby realized she was talented in everything and was only able to fit in one art class into her schedule throughout her high school career. Abby has always been super intelligent in all subject areas and a bright-minded individual who constantly challenges herself. Abby's spirit and work ethic is what will carry her far and allow her to use all of her talents to make her dreams come true. It's been a pleasure to watch Abby grow into such an amazing leader, and I'm just so glad that I've had a chance to work with her. Good luck in all you do. You have such a bright future ahead with unlimited possibilities. Good luck, Abby. Best, Mrs. McCauley. Abigail will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison to pursue a degree in either mechanical or chemical engineering.
On behalf of the Mineral Point High School chapter of the National Honor Society, I would like to thank everyone for attending tonight's ceremony in support of this wonderful group of students. It is important that I thank Ms. Shelby Wallace for being here with us tonight, the Hay family and the Kiwanis organization for their continued support of this event and for the donation of our new table drape and candlelight ceremony supplies. Mrs. Janet Locker for ordering the plaques for our senior members. Bo Hansen and Callie Pierce for preparing and serving the refreshments. At this time, the members will have their pictures taken, and I would invite all the guests to enjoy cake and refreshments. Thank you all for coming, and have a wonderful evening and safe travels home.